As car enthusiasts, most of you would have heard the trope that sedan is dead or is dying. Indeed, many manufacturers are moving away from sedans into crossovers and SUV, and SUV has overtaken sedans in popularity, of course. Many American manufacturers have completely dropped sedan from their lineup altogether. Even the Toyota Crown, how many generations, I've lost count, how many generations of sedan has finally, in this generation, became something else altogether. Even the Century is turning into an SUV. So is SUV completely taking over the market? While this is true in most part of the world, something very odd is happening in China. In fact, I would go so far as to say that sedan is actually having a renaissance in China. Every manufacturer in China has a flagship sedan with looks to die for. In fact, not only are sedans making a comeback in style, the Chinese manufacturers are flaunting their station wagon like I've never seen before. I've never seen so many beautiful station wagon in the automotive industry available at the same time. There is just too many for me to list here. So I've compiled a shortened list. The first is the new Xiaopeng P7. Magnificent, gorgeous piece of sculpture on wheels. I've talked about it at length in the previous video, so go and check it out. I will not repeat myself here. The second on my list, now this is interesting, is the Yangwang U7. Now, if you look at the Yangwang U7, fundamentally, you are looking at the shape that is quite definitive of BYD, specifically the BYD seal shape that is foundational to so many BYD vehicles. But in the case of the Yangwang U7, what they did is they take that fundamental shape and they give it chiseled, sculptured body lines, moving away from that flowy seal shape that you have, making it a very dignified, a very executive presentation. Specifically, if you look at the rear, what they did is that they take the low slung unibrow and they raise it to the very top of the rear boot and give it a frown. So it looks like a judgmental frown from someone authoritative, right? But coming to the front, a lot of people say, wow, what is this predator face? What is this aggressive predator face? Actually, it's not. This is Yangwang we're talking about. And when we are talking about Yangwang, a company whose logo comes from the Oracle Bone script word for lightning. So we're definitely talking about a company that will take inspiration from Neolithic and Bronze Age China. And indeed, if you look at the face of the Yangwang U7, for anyone who is familiar with pre-classical, Neolithic and early Bronze Age Chinese history would know what you're looking at. Yes, what you're looking at is the mask, the bronze mask of San Xingdui. That is where the inspiration comes from. The third one on my list is the Zeekr 007. The Zeekr 007, in terms of aesthetics and design approach, is the complete opposite of the Yangwang U7. If the Yangwang U7 is chiseled, angular and edgy, the Zeekr 007 is completely melted, like the early 90s melted cheese block kind of car. But fundamentally, you're having a very beautiful shape, as with many EV sedans. They look absolutely gorgeous because proportion-wise, they are not limited by mechanical limitations and structures within the car. So they can look however they want, and in this case, they picked a really beautiful proportionate body, gave it no edge whatsoever. The whole thing was just rounded off. But what they did is they give it graphics that has never been done before. Look at the entire frontal graphics, where the lights flow all the way into the middle part of the A-pillar. Something that has never been done before. And the cohesion of the presentation is also top-notch, especially those with color-coded presentation, where you have the wheels being in the same color as the body. The presentation is just absolutely gorgeous, man. Concept car on the road, available to be purchased straight away. Zeekr 007 is not just beautiful as a sedan. Check out its station wagon version. I'll put it up here. Absolutely gorgeous, man. It's the same shape, and the shape fits into a shooting brake-like body without awkwardness. It just flows so naturally. And on the topic of station wagon, I think we can move into station wagon. So the first station wagon I wanted to talk about, of course, is the Denza Z9 GT. Look at this thing, man. What can I say, man? A shooting brake. I don't even know what to call this. It doesn't look like a wagon, but it's functionally like a wagon. shooting brake avant thing. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Look at those lines and those details in the graphics. Very muscular, very edgy, very Germanic. Yeah, I can foresee something that looked like this coming out of the Germans, but with a bit more flair. You know, Germans tend to be a little bit more muted. This one has a flair, that level of cultural confidence that you often don't get from Germanic cars because of their history. But anyway, I digress. The only complaint I have is that if you look at the front looks a little bit wishy-washy, especially on the lights part. I hope they fix this in the update. But look at the back, man. I mean, oh, come on. I don't know how to describe this back. It's both handsome and seductively beautiful at the same time. I don't know how you achieve this. And I don't know where they get their inspiration from. As an owner of a Brera, I can tell you I see that Brera inspiration, that unapologetic, straight, confident line that forms that long rear lights. No curvy, squiggly little line, just one straight line showing you how wide, how confident the back is. I see that from the Brera, which influenced, of course, the AMG GT, and I see it here as well. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Just this back itself is worth $1 million, man. Contrasting against this busy design language of the Denza Z9 GT, I want to draw your attention to Stellato S9T. Look at that shoulder line that goes on forever. Oh my goodness, prim and proper, beautiful, handsome graphics and aesthetics in the front and the rear, and very prim and very proper, but absolutely classy. Grace, class, and absolute aristocratic aura. This is just, wow. Gorgeous, man. Imagine a station wagon coming out of a station wagon like that. Oh, man, this belongs in the countryside at the same time in front of Tiananmen Square. Absolutely gorgeous, man. I don't know what to say. It leaves me breathless. I think I've taken up too much time. So let me end it with the last selection. Now, of course, there are a lot of other very good ones that don't make it to this list. Please leave it in the comments which one you think should make it to the list. My last on the list is actually Avatar 1, 2 or 12, depending on who you ask. I wouldn't call the Avatar 1, 2 aesthetically pleasing, but it's definitely aesthetically challenging. It challenges you, it shocks you, and it draws your attention, especially towards the back. It draws your attention to that shooting brake rear end that is very daring, so avant-garde, right? Like nothing I've ever seen before. But the more I thought about it, the more familiar it looks, and I've realized why it looked familiar, and I found out why. Because there is a car that actually looked like it. In fact, from the rear quarter, hind quarter, it looks almost like a modern interpretation of the same car. Take a look at this. It's the Nissan Silvia 2nd generation. Evocative. At the very least, if you don't think it's beautiful, at the very least, it is evocative. It raises attention and also raises discussion around car design. So yeah, we are seeing not just the revival of sedan, but a renaissance of station wagons in China. In the coming few years, we'll be entering a new golden age, a golden age of Chinese automotive industry. We'll be seeing even more beautiful manifestation of automotive design that we have never seen before.